Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid your time stops now. The work is done. Get ready to make your presentations. Welcome back. So, it's time for the presentations. I'm looking forward to this one because it's about Global Sport, a company I know a little bit about. Mahesh, I'm going to ask Rajiv, our pitch 10 candidate. He has the privilege of deciding which team goes first. Rajiv?
Sure. So we have decided I and Aparna will go first, followed by Tony and Sriram.
Yeah.
And Jennifer and Priyanka can make presentation at the end.
Okay. Aparna, Rajiv, your time starts now.
We are here to present our task for today, and I would be covering sports management and brand management for today. So this is what we believe is global sports business value chain. In this value chain, we see properties, rights management, event management, and content management. We are recommending only a few properties. Properties meaning infrastructure on sports, manage and build many more properties. We are also saying, for example, in content management, the properties you own or rights you own for sports, produce live and in-studio content for your events and rights. So this is about sports academy slash village business. We are recommending that continue to create tennis, basketball, volleyball, and badminton academy products. Pan South Asia in phase 1. This will include infrastructure, equipment, trainer, and rights. We are recommending different products for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We are saying at sports like hockey, football, and athletics in phase 2. Phase 1 is immediate and phase 2 is from year 3. For us, our recommendation is that this should be Pan South Asia. For tennis, it can be global. We are also saying that spot talent early enough, like Vijender, right? And create brands out of them. Focus on sports equipment business, for the sports that you are focusing on. Finally, we are recommending create IMG Reliance and BFI type of partnership, with government bodies not only in India but in other countries in South Asia, which will include sponsorship, advertising, and so on and so forth. Now let me talk about brand management or celebrity management. Here the theme is leverage and nurture. So we are saying leverage top existing brands like yourself and Rahul. We are saying nurture new brands. Sania Mirza is a good example. We are saying focus on quality brands, focus on quality celebrities. We are recommending CEM and BDM model for corporates, client engagement manager for your big corporate clients, and business development common team for new clients. Now I request Aparna to take further.
Thank you, Rajiv. The cornerstone for our way forward is leveraging your strengths and focusing on key points. So whether it's properties, it's event management, content packaging, these are the two cornerstones of all our recommendations. In film, we recommend going in more for the independent films rather than large-scale commercial films. You could also leverage your strength of networks with the sport personalities to make movies on trials and tribulations of emerging sports and sports stars. We are recommending creating learning from the movie series, where you can pick from various movies and build short movies on themes such as leadership, management, motivation, and these could be sold to corporates, or these could be even showcased on television later. Television, we recommend more of reality shows, not only because there's a demand for it, but also you can again leverage your network of celebrities. Also, you can do chat shows which bring together celebrities across disciplines and get them together. The next proposition that we have for the new media is one to move from a totally brand of celebrity-driven content to more of consumer-oriented content. What does the consumer want? Probably you can leverage the new media itself to understand what the consumer is looking for, like Twitter trends or polls, and understanding what kind of questions people are asking, what kind of issues people are debating at the moment, and generating celebrity content around that. The last point that I want to make is about personalization of content. Invest in technology such as the text-to-speech, which helps you use less of your celebrity time and generate more content. And you can also personalize this content in terms of personalized greetings or SMS, which can be sold to international corporates. There's a whole scope of things that can be done around personalized content.
Thank you, Aparna. Thank you, Rajiv. Let me first say that you had a lot of things there that nailed it. But my question is this. Spotting talent across the country surely is the government's job. So do you really think it's going to be financially viable for Global Sport to start spotting talent in villages?
Why sports academy and villages? We means sports village. Not in a village, but in a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 city. When we are opening academies pan-India, pan-South Asia, and there are going to be hundreds of such academies over 5 years, the students who will be coming to our academies, global sports academies, provide us opportunity to spot talent.
Will Global Sport have the bandwidth to do this and everything else you've said in the next 5 years?
When we are talking about sports academy and village, it is a business in itself. So every academy finances for itself. It's a business revenue generating opportunity with great profitability behind it. So each academy is financing for itself, and you are having multiple such academies in multiple such cities, and through those academies then you are spotting talent. So you are kind of serving two purposes. One, you are generating business through sports academies. Two, you are spotting talent through those academies and villages.
On the film business, right, you said kind of carve out a niche and try to become the #1 player in it. So when you say carve out a niche, are you just suggesting like small budget films?
More than the budget, I think we are hinting on films of a certain kind, which are different from the mainstream media. Why? Because it's important for you to differentiate your company from the other producers or the large producers who are there. So that was our reason for proposing this.
Okay, super. Thank you. We'll move on to the next team.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Sriram, Tony, your time starts now.
We strongly believe that Globosport is well poised to win with content. Content is the key. So the three main questions are, how do you generate this content? How do you get this content to the user? And how do you monetize in the whole process? You got celebrity management, sports management, and you're also in the process of doing TVs and films. So you got access to high quality content. We also recommend that you dabble in interactive content and games too. Like we think we should leverage your expertise in creating awesome tennis games. So you have a content and there's a user who is ready to pay for this content. So how can he pay? So you can create pay-per-view channels, monthly, quarterly, or annual subscriptions. And if the guy is not ready to pay, make the sucker click on the ads. So ads, ad revenue. So the key to winning with content is to go digital. So digitize the content that can be viewed across multiple display sizes.
3 to 5 years, the main thing that you need to do is leverage your synergies. First one is the school business, what you're doing. And then is your whole celebrity management, the movies, the whole thing. So divide both of them, but kind of churn together. Now you need to move from Mahesh Bhupathi's company to inculcate a green mindset among the team members. Your opportunity is green the blue. Start thinking green in the school level. Build that sustainably upward. Position your company as the only green company for the future in what you do. By how we can do that? Live green first.
Okay, you're done. Thank you, gentlemen. I think the way you ended is a perfect way for my first question. I actually didn't understand this green stuff.
Very good. Big question mark there.
Green is basically sustainability. Sustainability is 3 different components, okay? One is your environment, one is your business or your economic and your social understanding. You need to bring all this together sustainably to make a business profit.
So how does Globosport do that in what they do?
You have to let your people understand for themselves. You need to know, for example, the kind of lights that you use.
Show the people the vision and drive them.
Yeah, and like optimum lighting, when you build academies, build it in a green way, use energy efficient materials.
Solar power. You know, you need to actually let your people to think what it is.
Tony, you believe that's the thrust for the next 5 years for Globosport?
And as entrepreneurs, we feel that that is an opportunity you have because Mahesh Bhupathi is known in his organization all over the world.
When you said pay-per-view, right? So you were not talking TV, you were talking cell phones.
No, episodes. You can probably put the pitch episode, your own content management system, and people can view the content like pay-per-view, $1.99 kind of.
Sriram, I am one of Globosport's clients. They represent me, and I till now haven't gone digital. How would you, if you were a Globosport, take me digital?
So there are various facets of taking you digital. One is keeping your portfolio and engaging with your fan base. The second part to it is to digitize the content that you are involved and then put them in relevant digital platforms and probably do a revenue share whenever somebody downloads. A cut goes to you and a cut goes to Globosport.
You guys mentioned the interactive games part. I think we explored it a little bit, but I think it's a great idea. But market rumor is that most gaming companies are losing money.
Actually, 70 to 80% of the content on app stores that generate revenue are games. Just 20 to 30% goes to utilities. I think there's a huge opportunity, especially with the new devices coming and a lot of people accessing games on the move.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful. Jennifer, Priyanka, your time starts now.
Thank you. Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer and this is my teammate Priyanka. The best way to guide our presentation was to start with a SWOT analysis. So the strengths of the companies are the strong sports assets, the first mover advantage in this industry, and the investment that you've made in new digital media. Weaknesses are inherent in the industry, there's high attrition for employees, and you don't have any major international activity. And the threats are namely competition domestically and abroad, and not being relevant. So we will present each vertical, splitting the recommendations into short and long term.
In the recent years, we have seen there are a lot of movies which are associated with sports. Hence, Globosport can actually get into training of actors and actresses related to the sport-related movies. So in the future, Globosport can actually get into management of international sport event, right from finding sponsors for the events to the most important being the hospitality of the international players. Moving on to brand and talent management, the short-term strategy for that is any of the international players, they want to successfully launch their brands in India, Globosport can help them by providing information, what are the government rules and regulations, what is the right time to invest, which are the sectors they should invest in. The long-term strategy that we have for Globosport is that once they come up with all these ideas, they can actually brand themselves as a one-stop shop for brand management.
So moving on to digital new media, Globosports has wisely invested quite a lot in that, fit well to your assets, gaming, cricket, shopping, celebs. Dedicated YouTube channels for each of your celebs. Lastly, going into films and television. Our short-term recommendations would be to leverage product placement in your movies. Film tourism is an opportunity for Globosport to go global. I'd definitely recommend long-term focusing on licensing merchandising because it's in its very nascent and undervalued currently in the Indian market, launch more reality shows because users are more engaged with shows like that. So yeah, that's basically the end of our presentation and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Priyanka.
Sure.
Would you change the name of the company?
As for now, no, because the thing is Globosport has been in this industry for a very long time. If you suddenly change the name, it'll be very difficult for the existing customers to associate with Globosport.
Given the very precarious and fickle nature of managing talent, would you recommend Globosport exit the talent business?
Everyone today, even the films today, they have a very shorter life cycle span, right? So I would personally suggest that Globosport does not leave out of it because till the time they can leverage on the success of a brand or a particular individual, they should do that.
I didn't understand the film tourism. Can you elaborate on that?
So how we'd position the film tourism thing is to offer probably more affluent international clientele, a more sort of exclusive Bollywood experience. So unlike the generic tours that exist where you go and hang out outside Rahul Boss's house, take a few pictures, with Globo, maybe you'd actually get to have a chai with him. Maybe you'll get to see him film an episode of The Pitch. But of course, these people are paying a little bit more money for that interaction.
Cool. Done? Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks, Jennifer. That brings us to the end of the presentations. It was really interesting to see where you guys see this company in the future. So, it's time for Mr. Bhupathi to score you guys and decide which team wins and also which team comes second and which team comes third, out of which the weakest candidate will be pitched out. All of this will happen, but after a break. I'm going to ask Mahesh to let us know who is going to be pitched out.
Close call, but
And now for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 750 contest. What is the megapixel of the front camera of Samsung Galaxy Tab 750? A. 2 megapixel, B. 2.4 megapixel, C. 2.6 megapixel. To send in your answers, type pitch space question number space A, B or C at 59995 or email us at thepitch@bloombergutv.com. One lucky winner who can answer the maximum number of correct answers gets to win a Samsung Galaxy Tab 750 at the end of the series.